On today's show, we have details on Southwest airline flights coming to Aruba. Plus, in your lifestyle segment, probiotics can keep you healthy and help you lose weight. Also, we learn more about Chinese New Year. 15 on 15 starts right now.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Yentl Lieuw. We opened the week with good news regarding Southwest adding routes from the United States to Aruba. Here are further details.
With Southwest taking over AirTran, the airline will begin flying internationally. Southwest Airlines' arrival on Aruba will provide us with 4 additional flights and capacity of 638 extra seats from 3 destinations. Southwest will be flying their A737-700 planes with 143 seats. This is 6 more seats on each Southwest flight compared to AirTran. Here is a bit of a background information. AirTran began their operations on Aruba on December 19, 2009. AirTran represents 11% of the U.S. market for Aruba. AirTran brings over an estimated 64,000 passengers per year. In 2011, Southwest Airlines merged with AirTran Airways. The new routes will include daily flights from Atlanta to Aruba. This is the same route Delta Airlines fly. Southwest will also have daily flights from Baltimore to Washington to Aruba.
Moving forward in other local news, recently the Minister of Finance, Juan David Iroskin, received complete support of the Parliament on a new tax law. There are 3 key aspects to the introduced law regarding accountability taxes and community insurance premiums. Take a look.
Number 1, personal accountability. This means that the primary employer or contractor will be accountable by law if his subcontractors does not comply with payment of the taxes and premiums to the tax department. 2, company accountability, meaning companies that make use of the temporary employment bureaus are accountable for the paying of taxes and premiums of the services they purchase. 3, director of companies personally reliable. The director of companies are personally accountable for the compliance of the payment of taxes and premiums as prescribed by law.
The law presented to Parliament is to ensure each citizen, company, and institution who are required to pay taxes complies with this obligation. The law, he stated, is intended to protect the employees of employers who do not comply with paying taxes as well premiums. The point of the new law is to ensure people who have to pay taxes complies. This prevents others from having to pay more tax unnecessarily. The law was unanimously approved by all members of the Parliament. The Minister of Finance explained not only does the government want everyone to pay their taxes, but the tax department must also have the instruments to function optimally, and this new law provides those instruments. When we come back, we've got your lifestyle segment, so stay with us. You've heard it before, probiotics are known to contain all sorts of nutrients that help you stay healthy. It turns out probiotics can do more than just that. It can also help you lose weight.
You've seen many commercials emphasize the health benefits of probiotics, like this one. In a study, women who took probiotics lost weight and also had less of the intestinal bacteria related to obesity in their system. Interestingly, in the study, the probiotics didn't have a significant effect on men. Study authors believe that probiotics may help you slim down because they make your intestinal walls less permeable.
To get the slimming effect, researchers suggest eating more foods that contain probiotics, like yogurt, and following a healthy diet that's low in fat as well high in fiber. Speaking of health, let's say you do all the right things like washing your hands, getting lots of vitamin C, and you avoid sick people, but somehow you still come down with a fever. So what gives? These are some weird things that destroy your immunity. For one, if you are sitting most of the day, it'll impact you. Sitting all day can slow your metabolic rate, which in turn causes your body to absorb immunity-boosting nutrients much slower than normal. Another one is giving into junk food. Before stuffing your face with a batch of homemade cookies, you should know that white flour in some baked goods impairs the T and B cells in your body, which are vital illness killers. Believe it or not, another thing that destroys your immune system is being alone too much. Lonely people tend to be less resilient in the face of stress, so their immune system suffer. We are gearing you up for the big game Sunday by showing you some Super Bowl ads. Super Bowl commercials aren't always about sex and humor. Budweiser shows us some seriously adorable puppy love. Check this out.
Well, you only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go. And you let her go.
That is a very cute commercial. We'll be right back. Take a look to see what is coming up next. Aruba has a significant Chinese population. With Chinese New Year's coming up, you'd think more parts of the world would be preparing for the big celebration. But the ambiance and festivities just isn't quite like how it is at home. Actually, it is far from it. In China, workers get 7 to 8 days off to gather with friends and families and celebrate on the streets. 8 days, that's a long time. Let's find out what a typical Chinese New Year is like in China.
The days are counting down to January 31st, Chinese New Year's. It is arguably the most important day of the year for the Chinese. I went to Waidai, a popular Chinese restaurant on the island, to speak to some of the workers. Mr. Chen, a worker at Waidai, says celebrations back home are huge.
It is more festive back home. Families gather together to eat dinner. But this is logical since more people back in my hometown celebrate it.
With the help of technology, the workers inside Waidai restaurant are still able to get into the Chinese New Year spirit somewhat. Ringing in a new year is a big deal. Televised shows in China are capturing every moment of the celebrations, as seen here. Mr. Chen says since they live in Aruba, they have to adapt to the traditions here.
It is not common here to celebrate Chinese New Year's. Most of us have to work. But in Aruba, they celebrate December 31st and January 1st, so we adapt. The Chinese who are living here don't seem to be that into the Chinese New Year, so it is overlooked.
Chen Chen says it's unfortunate the usual New Year celebrations don't take place here because it is indeed an eye-opener.
It would be really nice if the people of Aruba could see the real celebration that takes place for Chinese New Year. To do it the right way, we would need a few days off to ring in the new year.
Practically everyone in China starts the new year by celebrating with their family all week long, since most workers in China get 7 to 8 days off.
We all gather, eat dinner, visit relatives, walk the streets, eat some more, and it's never a dull moment. There's a lot going on in the streets.
The Chinese get a week off their new year back home. If Aruba's government could give us a few days off, it would be awesome. This way we'd have time to appreciate the traditional celebrations and get together with the people we love.
Have yourself a wonderful Friday. Be sure to tune back in tonight, starting at 7:15 p.m. right here on Channel 15 ATV to learn even more about Chinese New Year's. For now, here is the rest of the Today Show. Back on for you.